Today I'm Andrew Ramos from True Finish. We do all the chrome plating and luxury plating for Sesto Customs. We offer anything from chrome to high bright polish, anything that you see here on the table. We're working on the Foam Galaxy bike, and for that particular bike we're going to be running a black chrome, which is going to be something like this, in this shade of the black chrome. It's definitely a lot darker than your traditional chrome, which you can see on the table and the reflection off the swing arm. This bike is going to be fully chromed out. It's going to be front to back. All the hardware is going chrome on it. We want to give it kind of a darker look, galaxy look, hence the name of the bike, Foam Galaxy, just like the shoe. It's going to have a very dark presence, but in the right light it's going to glisten, and this thing's going to be one of a kind. Alright, now to tell you a little bit more in depth about this process, and how many more steps, how many hours and hours of time that we're going to put into it, more than actual just chrome plating, is ridiculous. Now, the process all starts off the same. We're going to polish it, which is what we'll get to in a second. We're going to walk into the polishing room and see the polishing there. But to start off, you do the polishing, you got to get it to a high bright finish, which is something like this. This is a high bright polish which is ready to be dipped. Now something like this cannot be touched anymore once it's polished. Any fingerprints or grease or anything that you get on here will affect the plating process and could potentially lead to disaster. But back to the process. This process is very lengthy. You're going to start with a high bright polish. As soon as you cut all the excess material, smooth it all down, we're going to run the buffer wheel to achieve this high bright polish that this rim back here does have. And after it's all done, we got to wipe it down, get all the compound off, and heads into the tanks. The first bath that it's going to start off in is going to be first chemistry rather. It's going to be a semi-bright nickel, which is going to be used to form a solid base and a good adhesion with the material, which is the aluminum. After having the first initial nickel base, we're gonna go ahead and run it through the process, which is right around, I'd say, about 45 minutes in the tank for nickel. Comes out of there, rinses off in a couple different washes, goes into the water bath, gets rinsed off, gets electrified again, goes back into the tank, and gets a layer of copper on it. The copper is more or less like a Bondo. It's more of a filler, fill in all the imperfections if there is any. Fill it all in, make sure you got a smooth base. After the copper, it's going to get buffed. We got to buff the copper to make sure that we have another smooth finish. After adding all the chemistry and all the layers, being inside the tanks with the liquid in there, there is some residue sometimes of the compounds or just the material itself that will, potentially land on your item. But which is all taken care of when we polish it and buff it in the copper. After the copper is buffed, we're going to go ahead and bring it back into the tanks and run a bright nickel. The bright nickel is more or less to ensure a bright finish. We're going to want to ensure something that's going to have a high luster, have a lot of chrome, a lot of brightness and depth to it. After running the last and final bright nickel bath, we're going to go ahead and run it in the chrome, which is going to leave it to this, and get it bright as possible, give us a nice depth and color to it. And after that, it's going to go back into the tanks and into the actual black chrome process. If you work straight on it, would take roughly around on that particular bike, because of all the custom items and custom swing arm and wheels and stuff, we're looking maybe around a total of 42 hours.
Hey guys, this is Mitch Johnson over here with Sesto Custom Cycles. I am custom painting here over in Stanton, over at our shop. We have our own little facility here. We do everything in-house. Basically what I want to talk about is the Nike bike that I'm doing here. Pretty much what I've got so far on this bike is a nice black base. And as you can see here in the tail light, we've integrated the Sneaker Nation logo into this fiberglass tail section here, and basically the tail light's gonna sit behind and illuminate. So I think that's gonna look pretty cool. Don't see that too much. And basically, I'm gonna run with it. We're gonna make the bike look like the shoe. So we're gonna get the sole happening, all the spacey colors, even the laces running up the front of the bike, all that. Getting it looking like the shoe here. I like the opportunity I'm getting with this bike because I get to play around with a lot of colors. As you can see inside the shoe here, there's all kinds of different colors. Just like Milky Way, galaxy kind of looking stuff. And I'm gonna go as far as to even make it look textured like this, to make the bike look like it's the actual shoe. And even all throughout the windshield, thinking about putting the laces all up and down the bike. I mean, we're gonna make this thing look like the actual shoe. One of the other things we're gonna do with this bike is custom paint the rims on top of the plating that we're doing. So basically what I do is get a nice clear coat on the rim, spray the color, and I'm basically gonna do all this inside the rims too. So the whole bike's gonna be completely one off and totally crazy.